Before Steve Adarkwa served as a pastor in Southern California, he lived in Ghana. His image of America was what he saw on television.
Beautiful streets, beautiful people. I had never experienced racism before because I was coming from a country where everything was African.
But that image was replaced by his real experience of being in the U.S. after immigrating and living here for more than 30 years.
So people look at you weird, people talk to you weird, especially when you have an accent. All of a sudden, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter your educational background. It doesn't matter your social status. People instantly just, downgrade you.
Adarkwa has had negative as well as positive experiences with the police. He lived in the Los Angeles area during the 1992 LA riots and has seen some changes since then.
They now moved to community policing.
Episcopal priest and immigrant from Uganda, Joy Magala, also lived in Los Angeles during the LA riots.
More and more people are learning to be politically correct, but a lot of racism is still there. And I have 3 boys, and every time they go out to walk the dog, I get so scared because I'm thinking they are black, someone might catch them, someone might do something to them. It is important that racism gets addressed, and racism cannot be addressed until people understand that human beings are the same.
Protest is holy. It is the right thing to do when injustice has happened.
Los Angeles pastor Najuma Smith Pollard says these national protests are more than just a response to the death of George Floyd.
Because this case is a reminder of the last case, which is a reminder of the last case. You cannot keep beating people and then expect them to not fight back. At some point, people fight back.
After the protests, Adarkwa wants change to begin within police departments to address racism and police brutality by examining how police officers are brought on board.
Before a policeman is hired, they really need to go back to their background to see their cultural orientation. They have to know a little bit more about how they perceive race in the United States of America.
Magala says change starts within each person.
Each one of us needs to look deep in ourselves and see if there be any racism in our lives. Be any discrimination of any kind, because how do we look at the overweight woman? How do we see the disabled people who have disabilities? It all goes back to knowing that we are all human beings and we need to treat each one of those people with respect.
The pastors are encouraged to see people of different ethnicities demonstrating against racism. Besides what's happening on the streets, Magala says voting in the next elections could also make a difference. Elizabeth Lee, VOA News, Los Angeles.